All right. Welcome, everyone. How are you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of God's Gift Through His Word. Tonight, we're not going to do a DB night talk per se. We are going to do and finish up our last season for our cuffing season. Yes, you heard it right. Our last season, last episode of cuffing season. Should you be happy about that? Absolutely, you should. Let's give it up. There you go. Yeah, that's what we're on. So let's think about this. It's cuffing season. It is Valentine's Day soon, very, very soon, in literally 2 days. So we are going to be talking about something that hits the heart. So with that, I know you guys have heard about the different segments and series that Pastor Jay and I have done. So today we are going to start it out getting on the last part of this cuffing season. Choo-choo train. Yes. So without further ado, let me go ahead and say a big hello and howdy do to you. Hello there. So here we go. We're going to get into this because I have been waiting for a while to do our cuffing season. So hello. So I'm going to be changing myself and switching the view. But for those that are listening, you can also tune in to this podcast on YouTube, God's Gift Through His Word podcast. Don't forget to check it out. And today, my sponsor is, of course, The Gift of Finding God's Love, Guilt and Shame Turned into My Shine. Woo woo. Okay. So if you haven't gotten this book, go ahead and get it. And something new, because we usually, when Pastor Jay and I talk, we'll say, get your milk, your tea, your coffee, whatever your drink is. Well, tonight's drink, cheers, right? This is a beautiful glass. This drink that I will be sipping on in this live and some of the next, it is called, the flavor is cinnamon vanilla Shirley Temple, and it's from Wild Blossom. It is a mocktail. That is good. So I'm going to treat myself while I talk to you guys tonight. Okay, so we're gonna sip a little something. We're going to eat a little something. I do have two, and I probably won't eat both of them. Two beautiful chocolate drizzled strawberries. So they are chocolate covered with white drizzle. Okay, so I am going to take a bite of one right now because we're going to talk about treating ourselves. So let's take a bite. Ooh, yes. Okay. Listen, chocolate is so divine. But when people try to compare if you could spend your whole life without chocolate or without cheese, what would it be? A conflict. A conflict always arises like, really, really love cheese, but I really, really love chocolate. If I had to choose, I'll surrender the chocolate and do the cheese, but I don't know. Tasting those chocolate covered strawberries, I might think about that again. Okay, so now I'm going to switch so you guys can see the background. As you can see, there are two beautiful vases with different roses colored pink and red and white, right? Beautiful colors. So I'm going to switch the layout. So some of you that are listening, like, I didn't see the layout. You can go back on YouTube, once again, YouTube podcast, and you can see the change. So I'm going to put myself down here. So there you go. So as you can see, it says cuffing season, treat yourself. And the two lovely people in this picture here are sitting down having a great conversation. And we're going to change them to the real picture that was supposed to be the main one. So here we go. That is the main one. I had so many. So I'm going to run those up here, but this is going to be our main one. But I'm going to share some other ones with you. There's that one. There's this one. There's that one. And let me see. And that. So I had a few different ones that I was working with, and my daughter really, really liked this one. So I was like, okay, that's nice and good. So we went with this one. Of course, I really liked the Booth one, and that one was a very nice one as well. The Booth one was really nice. So anyway, I am definitely going to be going back and forth between these. So it's going to be a nice little thing tonight. But with that, I just want you guys to remember that when we were talking about cuffing season and we were talking about all the different things of, blood in the water and, hub sun and all those different things kind of mingled in, at the end of the day, some of these things that we're talking about, sometimes there's an air of desperation because you may feel, and it's on the men and women both, right? It's not just for one specific gender, okay? And we're not talking about one just always being desperate. We're not talking about the male only, and we're not talking about the female only. We're talking about both sexes, okay? So sometimes there's an air of desperation, like, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be that way. And then you're thinking, well, what am I going to do? So during the holiday seasons, it's best if you treat yourself, right? And not wait for somebody else to treat you. If you want to go out and take yourself to a wonderful meal, then do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. There's nothing wrong with treating yourself. I treat myself all the time. Like right now. Cheers. Hmm. This is a very good drink. And I'm going to be sharing about Wild Blossom. I met the gentleman. His name is Anthony and Basha's today. He was telling me that they are from and they produce this drink here, and they are doing like a 90-day run, like trying to get it out in all the stores and everything. I was like, oh, that's very cool. So I tasted it and I purchased all 3 flavors. They have some other flavors that are coming out. I was like, ooh. So there's another one that's downstairs. I think it's called Apple Ginger Mojito. And then there's another one. I can't remember that one. I think it's prickly pear lemonade, but it might be a different kind. So I'll have to check those out. But we will be definitely showcasing that, and I'll be putting it in my stories for taking a picture of it. But anyway, just to say, once again, you need to treat yourself. There's nothing wrong with treating yourself. Instead of waiting for this person, this individual to treat you, you can treat yourself. And you don't need to be desperate for anybody, right? You can enjoy your singleness season. You can embrace that, right? Some people can't wait to get married. And when they get married, they're like, oh gosh, now what do I do? So don't rush it, right? Embrace it, enjoy it, and cheers to you. I really enjoy this drink. And to share a little bit about this drink too, it's only 60 calories and they use all fresh ingredients and only organic ingredients. So no fake anything. So I was like, that's great. And it tastes really, really good. So I'm a sip again. And it's a 12 fluid ounce bottle. So for me, I'm looking forward to making something. We're going to have some mocktails and invite ladies over and have like a mocktail sip and paint because that sounds really good. So, and these drinks taste very nice. They taste really good. So anyway, back to treating yourself. When you know that you don't have to beg, plead, steal, borrow from anyone to treat yourself, you can just treat yourself and not feel any kind of way. You don't have to be discouraged about where you are in this life at this time. Enjoy where you're at. Don't pressure anybody, right? If there's someone that you are thinking about, don't pressure them to get into a relationship with you at all. Let things develop how they're going to. And if it doesn't develop into anything, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Just don't try to force people into something they don't want to do and in place they don't want to be. Just like Pastor Jay and I talked about on that conversation we had, it's like everybody should be placed in some kind of box in your life because everybody has a different kind of function in your life. They can't all be 100% in the same box at the same level, right? So when the level changes and that person decides, hey, I want to move you to this category, then that's okay if both of you agree. But if you're just going to put somebody and fast forward them to a place they don't want to go, that always ends up horribly. And then you can also end up with that feeling of unrequited love. And let me tell you, that is not a good feeling. Unrequited love is not a good feeling. It's not fun. And who wants to deal with that? You have these feelings that go just not recognized because the person doesn't feel about you the same way. So why even go through that? Treat yourself, enjoy yourself. This is a good drink, you guys. I'm going to tell y'all again. Let me show you the bottle. I'm going to change my layout so you guys can see it because it's kind of hard to see when I'm a little person. So let me change it. Here we go. So this is what the bottle looks like. And if you can't see it, you got to check on YouTube for those who are listening. Okay. It's really good. And so I'm going to try not to drink it all off because I do have one more thing I have to do tonight. So I'm going to share that while I go do my unicorn coloring on TikTok. But anyway, aside from that, treating yourself shouldn't feel like, oh, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve to treat myself. Well, why not? Why don't you deserve to treat yourself? What's the problem? You deserve to treat yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like some crazy, awful, bad thing. You treat yourself and you do what you want when you are thinking about, okay, I'm not in a relationship, but I have Lord, I have my family. And you know what? I'm good. I can be content in this state where I'm at, right? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Why are you rushing? You're going to rush into something and then you're going to be like, oh, goodness. I probably should have just enjoyed my single time when I had it. Embrace it, enjoy it while you have it. It is a gift from God. And once you move into a different season in your life, that singleness season that you were supposed to embrace and enjoy doing all the things you wanted to do and not have to worry and not have to do all of that stuff you would do if you became a married person, enjoy your singleness season and go out and do all the things, right? Go out and do all the things. Nothing's wrong with that at all. Treat yourself. Sometimes you need to take a step back and do that. So I just wanted to get on here and share that this is going to be the last episode for cuffing season this year. We kind of shortened it a lot, but I know we'll, Lord willing, we'll be doing another set, next year. So hopefully we'll see. We'll see what happens because it's going to come around again at the end of this year for October when it starts again. So we'll see. We might have another run, and cuffing season will be around for a minute until we do something else. But yeah, Pastor Jay usually comes in pretty strong in the very beginning because there's a lot of things that he shares. And definitely Blood in the Water is one of my favorites, and it will always remain that. And then the other one he does is the Cloak and Cover and the Hub Sun, right? So those are always fun to do with him. Now, we used to do seeds, weeds, and flowers. That was a long time ago. I don't know if we'll ever talk about that one again. And then witchcraft in the church, which we did talk about again. So there's some episodes that do come back up that he and I collaborate on because it's good. We enjoy doing them together. But I didn't want this one to be super long because Valentine's Day is just a couple days away. So I hope you will treat yourself. I hope you don't wait for someone to take you to some restaurant or something. And you're like, man, I wish I had a Valentine. Listen, the greatest person who loves you is the Lord Jesus Christ. And he wrote the greatest love story in all of the world. So if you're looking for love, look for Jesus, because God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whomsoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life. There is a God that loves you unconditionally without any kind of reservation at all. There's no stipulations or requirements except for that you believe on Jesus, as the scriptures have said. There's that caveat, right? But when you don't, there is a place selected for you. Now, you don't have to go there. You don't have to do that. You like, no, you don't have to go there. Trustably, you cannot go there. And you know what? It's a great thing that we have a high king, right? And a high priest. We got a king and a high priest. So he's Lord of Lords and King of Kings. And sometimes when you're thinking, oh gosh, I don't have this and I don't have that. And I wish I had this. And it'd be great to be in a relationship. Listen, while you're in this gifted status, do all you can do. Love the Lord with all your heart, your soul, and your mind, and be intentional with how you move. And just spend your time wisely in the Lord. If He's giving you this time right now, it's for a reason. Don't waste it. Don't waste it thinking about, okay, how many years, in like 6 years and 5 years? Don't waste that time running after the years that you don't know if you'll be able to see, because you don't know if you have the next breath that the Lord allows you. You don't know if you have tomorrow. You don't know if you have tonight. But wherever you are at, be thankful, be present, be in the moment, and enjoy what the Lord has blessed you with. Enjoy that. Enjoy what you're learning. Enjoy all of that. And if you're a person that goes to Bible study, embrace the teacher, embrace the lesson, because you know what? Eventually things change. Things don't always stay the same. So whatever you have at this time, treasure it, because things do change. That's one thing that we know. Things change. They don't stay the same forever and ever and ever and ever. They change as life changes, statuses change, seasons change. They're always the winds of change. The winds of change are always a blowing. Always. Good. This is good drink. I'm gonna tell y'all. It is. It truly is. So I'm gonna get out of here because I wanted to make this really short. But please treat yourself. What are you waiting for? Treat yourself. Enjoy whatever status you are in. And I'm gonna take a bite of this one more bite of this strawberry, because I do have two, only two, and I gave my daughter the rest. She's like, oh, so let me take one more bite. Listen, that's a good strawberry. Divine. Listen. All right. Well, I will not keep eating in your face and sipping and drinking. What I will say is thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to my replay listeners and viewers. I thank you guys for being here. And I also want to encourage you to continue to be on that different road, which is what the Lord has designed for you. Don't get distracted by what other people are doing. Just stay focused on what you're doing, and it's totally fine. But also treat yourself. Nothing wrong with treating yourself. Not at all. You do that because that's okay. So with that, I'm going to wrap this thing up because we are done with cuffing season. Please treat yourself for Valentine's Day. You have a Valentine. The Lord Jesus Christ died for you on the cross, right? There's no greater love than Him, that He would lay down His life for a friend. There's no greater love than that. So with that and with that in mind, think about the goodness of Jesus and treat yourself. Enjoy this holiday season. If you're not a Valentine person, well, great. Have yourself a celery and some snacks or whatever, and enjoy going to the gym, whatever it is, and treat yourself to whatever you like. You want to go on a hike? Go ahead. But do not be waiting for other people. Just take care of you. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your family. And embrace where you're at. Be content. And don't forget, the Lord wrote the greatest love story that you and I could ever imagine. And it's a beautiful one. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. Mwah! A big kiss from me to you. Remember, I do love you with the love of Lord Jesus Christ. And I want you to know that the Lord loves you immensely way more than I ever could. Please remember to be blessed, motivated, and what? Always inspired to do what the Lord lays on your heart. You guys have an amazing night, morning, afternoon, whenever you catch this. Don't forget to check out The Gift of Finding God's Love, Guilt and Shame Turned into My Shine. Google that and find out where you can purchase your copy of that book. And also, if you're looking for a nice mocktail drink that does not have any alcohol, get that Wild Blossom Cinnamon Vanilla Shirley Temple drink. I guarantee you'll love it. And with that, I bid you guys adieu. Take care. Bye now.